Welcome back to the Daily Mastermind, everyone. Looking forward to talking with you today. My name is George Wright III. I am your host, here with your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and education. I hope your week has started off with a bang in a good way. And yesterday I was excited to talk to you about prosperity pillar number 11. I attract success. And I want to expand on that a bit because I've had a lot of questions on this topic of how to practice the law of vibration. And so I want to talk to you a little bit more today about the law of vibration, which is the first of two laws connected with the law of attraction, as Bob Proctor puts it. Now remember, I'm no expert here, but I've learned a few things from some pretty big thought leaders, and I've used them in my life, and I want to kind of share with you what I've learned and what I've seen actually work in my life. So the law of vibration, simply put, states that everything in the universe is made up of energy, and that this energy is constantly moving and vibrating and being attracted to similar energy levels, like a magnet would attract, right? So if you want to attract a certain kind of energy, you need to create a life that resonates at the same frequency. And this is very science-based. It's almost a bit of common sense as well, though, when you think about it, because you look back at your life and you know that when your day goes bad, sometimes or usually goes worse, right? And we know that birds of a feather flock together, that positive people hang out with positive people. You get the idea. Like attracts like. And this law of vibration is like the law of gravity. It's governed by universal principles. It exists whether you believe it or not, and whether or not you see it. So because you're part of our mastermind community, I know that you already have bought into the idea that we create our lives, that our lives are a direct reflection of our thoughts, our programming, and basically what I'm saying is your vibration and your frequency. Excuse me. So in order to create the life you'd like, you need to condition your mind to have thoughts that are in alignment with the objectives of what you want. Our problem is with all the thoughts and things we have every day, most of our thoughts are about bills and stress and anxiety and depression and things like this. You have to proactively work to raise your frequency and vibration in your life in order to resonate with the ultimate life you want. How often in a day are you thinking about your goals and dreams and desires? You can't just hang around negative people and expect to create positive and abundance in your life. You can't just say one thing and then do something else and expect things to go your way. No more than you can want to be in shape but never be willing to exercise or eat right. You have to do the things that will help you to get there. So how do you raise your vibration? There's a couple specific things I've found in my life that will help you, I think, as well to raise your vibration. And I want to share those with you, and then I'll take you through a few steps and exercises. And so if you have a minute, grab a pen and a paper, and let's talk through this for a minute. The first thing that I think you can do to really get this law working in your life is you can consciously program your mind and your life to move to a higher frequency. You do this through what we always talk about with your daily rituals and your practices like meditation, affirmations, reading, surrounding yourself with positive people, visualization, and dream building. But most of you have experienced a time when you were looking to, say, for example, like buy a car. And you do a little bit of research, and then you start looking around, and everywhere you see this same car. It's like that exercise that Tony Robbins does at a lot of his events. He has everybody stand up and look around and look for everybody in a blue shirt. Look for everybody in a blue shirt. You're looking around, you're counting all the people with a blue shirt, and then he says, how many red shirts are there? And you're like, freak, I didn't even notice any. But then he has you look around, and all of a sudden you see all these red shirts. This is because when you program your mind, when you program your thoughts, that's your RAS, your reticular activating system in your brain. It's a specific part of your brain that kicks in. I mean, let's face it, we're faced with 100,000 thoughts or more a day, right? And your brain has to sort through all these things, and your reticular activating system is the one you program to help you sort through that. So it helps you find and attract what you're looking for. So if in your life you're constantly thinking about negative things, you're going to find negative things. That's why when people say, look for the good, because if you look for the bad, you're going to find it, you really will, right? So that's the first thing you can do, is you can consciously program your thoughts. Second, you can definitely raise your vibration in your life by learning to create the right emotions. Now, most of us, feel that our emotions are just types of, involuntary, baggage that we carry, right? Events in our life create positive or negative emotions. And this might be true for a lot of us or for most of us, but not you. Because remember, as part of the mastermind, we are being proactive with our life. We talk all the time about being proactive and not reactive, and it's no different with emotions. Rather than acting, we're basically reacting to emotions and experiences in your life, and you get emotions. We want you to be proactive in creating the right emotions to bring you into what Tony Robbins says is an ideal state. This is the state that you operate in your zone, right? A state that places you in the right vibration that's in alignment with your goals and the emotions you want to create. So let me give you an example. And, the bottom line is we all try to create, we're all really ultimately, like my partner Robert says, we're ultimately looking to create emotions in our lives. It's not cars and travel and things and lifestyle. Those are all things that just ultimately create an emotion for us in our life. And what we don't realize is that we don't have to wait for things to happen, events to happen, or to get things to create these emotions. We can create them ourselves at any time. And I'll give you an example. If you'll close your eyes, just close your eyes for a minute unless you're driving, and think back to one of your happiest memories in your life. This might be, a marriage or a birth of a child, or you're on an amazing vacation, or you're with, a parent or a loved one, or a pet. But it's a time that you just felt amazing inside, and maybe you got recognized for an achievement, and you just felt amazing. Sit back for a moment and just recall the details of that event, the vivid details. Where were you? What did you feel like? What was it like? And as you start to do that, you'll begin to feel the emotions of that moment. This is because our brain embeds our thoughts in this way with emotions. The bottom line is that we can create emotions we want at any time in our lives. We just need to be proactive about it. We don't need to wait for an event to happen. And most importantly, when you create and add emotions to your thoughts that are in alignment with your ultimate life, you will be deeply connected to the things that you want in your life. And when that emotion is tied to those things, you not only will get them, but you will attract them into your life. So I'm not going to spend any more time on this, but let me suggest a few amazing, thought leaders on this topic, people I've met, learned from, and that can give you, some more details on the law of vibration. And then I'll go through a few steps and exercises with you. So the people I would recommend would be individuals like Bob Proctor, John Assaraf, Joe Vitale. These are all people that are experts on this topic and would be great sources for you. Also, Noah St. John, he's a guest that I've had on the podcast, so you can go back and reference that episode for great content. So before I go, I want to just give you a few steps that I believe are key for you to help implement this law of vibration in your life. So I'm going to give you 4 or 5 steps to implement it, and then I'll give you a few exercises you can do. First, you have to set the right intentions. You've got to get clear on what you want. You can't attract something into your life if you don't know what you want. What do you want? It's like that scene from The Notebook, right? I should add that to this episode. What do you want? What do you want? Get clear on what you want. If you don't know what you want, how are you going to get it? How are you going to attract it? Get super clear on what you want, and you will attract it into your life, for sure. Number 2, visualize your objective. We all know that what you focus on grows. So start focusing on it. Take time at night before you go to bed. Close your eyes. Visualize what you want. Just get it in your mind's eye. Get really clear on what you want. And as your thoughts are focused on that, you will attract it into your life. Number 3, you've got to make it a must. You've got to shift from things in your life from being coulds to shoulds. Should I do, could I do this? Could I do that? Should I do that? You got to make them a must, right? The bottom line is stop having things that you shoulda, coulda, woulda, and make them a must. Make them things that you absolutely must have in your life. Shift them from coulds and shoulds to musts. Number 4, make a decision to have faith in this process. Faith is a choice. You know what I mean? You're going to believe it when you see it, or you're going to see it when you believe it. You have to believe it. I don't know if that made sense to you or not, but the bottom line is this. You have to have faith that things are going to happen. And then you'll take action. You'll have new experiences. Your belief will grow. But faith is a decision. Have faith that the law of vibration is something that can work for you. And then number 5, just surrender to the process. Take action and allow space for attraction. Take action and then allow space for attraction. Just let it go. Do everything you possibly can and then watch it grow in your life. Now, once you've done these steps, the bottom line is I want to give you a few specific exercises and things that you can do. And these might be things that you're already doing. They might not. But I want you to try to do them in a way that has awareness that you're doing them to create and attract things into your life. Because you're probably like me. You'll do all kinds of daily rituals. You do and act and act and act and do and do and do. But you don't ever really consciously think about sitting back and allowing things to be brought to you in your life and attracting things in your life. This law of vibration. So here are some exercises I know you may do or you may not be doing, but practice gratitude. When you're grateful for what you have, you will have more in your life. You have to be happy with what you have in order to gain more in your life. If you're not happy with what you've got, you don't deserve to have anything more. So practice gratitude. Also, create a vision board. When you visualize things by having them in front of you, what do you have on the home screen of your phone right now? What do you have? On my wall, I've got a vision board that has, a lifestyle and family and relationships and health and fitness and custom suits and watches and things that I want and I like and I want to be grateful for. But every night I practice gratitude and then I look at my vision board throughout the day. Affirmations. Writing affirmations of what you believe your life will be. Also, declare your intentions. How many people, know what they want, but nobody else around them even knows it? Are you declaring your intentions, or are you just in private doing it because of your lack of belief? Declare your intentions to individuals. Another thing is to have bottom line is any kind of activity that will allow you to consume your thoughts. Reading, listening to podcasts, going to events, being part of a mastermind, getting a mentor, getting a coach, listening to this podcast, download the Daily Mastermind mobile app. The Daily Mastermind mobile app has ebooks, audiobooks, meditations, guided and unguided. Consume your thoughts, and your thoughts will attract that into your life. The last thing I want to put, and it's probably one of the most important ones, is be generous. Be generous. The more you give, the more you'll get. Don't give with the intention of getting, but the more you give, I promise you, the more you'll get. When you're focused on giving and being generous, you will attract into your life. So those are just some examples that I would recommend. Ultimately, today's message is something that I hope you'll sit back, be thoughtful about, and try to implement in your life. I truly believe that if you'll start applying prosperity principle number 11, I attract success, and I live the law of vibration, you'll see massive increases in your prosperity and happiness, no doubt. Now, I want to ask you a favor. If you've gotten some value from this episode, I want to ask you to share this with a friend. Share it with a friend. Help us spread the message. I know there's people out there that need to hear this type of stuff and that need this in their life. And so I hope, and I do appreciate you taking time out of your schedule. If you'll share it with a friend, I'd really appreciate that as well. Anyway, that's our message for today. I look forward to talking with you more tomorrow. Once again, my name is George Wright III, and this has been the Daily Mastermind. Have an amazing day.